Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Wednesday, August 2nd, 2017. Again, we are broadcasting from beautiful Bob's Lake in eastern Ontario, here at our cottage, relaxing, but I'm committed to bringing you these broadcasts each morning. My name is Doug McKay. I am the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. We do create multiple hypotheses in order to have a plan in place. Therefore, we can wait to see what the market is doing, who's in control, and then exercise the plan that best suits the market. That way we don't have to devise a plan in the heat of the battle. We can simply execute the plan that is the most accurate to what the market is doing. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, please send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything here live in the go-to, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the trading day. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, so taking a look at yesterday. Yesterday, we had a rare occurrence. We did not take out the overnight high or the overnight low. We actually had a pretty tight range, basically the IB with a one tick failed auction at the IB low. We ended up just going sideways, creating some fairly decent kurtosis around this 72.75 naked VPOC that we left for yesterday, and basically just sideways consolidation. A little bit excuse me, a little bit of hypo 1. We're looking for that rotation down into the close the gap, possibly down to take out the naked VPOC and test the value area low. And one of the things that we talked about was that break of the 72.50 area. If we broke below there, it was going to be a pretty decent trade down into the 70.50, which was our key underline, and then if we got below that, down to take out the naked VPOC, and most likely a 80% destination trade through the value area. So pretty tight day yesterday. In terms of economic news today, we have ADP that was out earlier. It was just a slight miss. Expected 187, came out at 178, but less than the prior at 191. The market really didn't make any reaction to it at all. We've got a very tight range so far in the Globex, only 3.75 points in the Globex so far. So I am looking for some expansion as we come into the RTH session. The only big news we have today is going to be the crude inventories at 10:30. Other than that, it's a pretty quiet news day. In terms of earnings, let's see if they put out Groupon yet. I was waiting for Groupon to come out. It hadn't come out yet. Yep. So Groupon was a beat. So again, we're seeing for the majority that most of the earnings are pretty decent. After the market closes today, we have Tesla and Ocular. That is going to be the N square. So we've got, again, some large earnings coming out after the market tonight. Taking a look at the macro to micro, I always like to start my day looking at the simple candlestick chart using my paper money. It is live data. I use a 9 EMA, 20 SMA. What I'm looking for is good slope and separation, strength of the trend, where we are in each time frame in terms of are we trending or violating or challenging the trend. You can see this monthly time frame has just been incredible. We've been one time framing up for about 8 months now, and nowhere near challenging the trend, which is all the way down at the 70.50. 2370 area. Going down to the weekly, again, you can see we're one time framing up for the last 4 weeks. Still, we have a higher low so far this week. Trading very near the all-time highs at 24.80.50. I still expect that to get taken out. We're creating this very weak high here around the 75, and we're challenging it again right now. So we're likely to get some expansion to the upside coming into the RTH as I'm doing this. But the trend doesn't even get challenged until we get down into the 47 area. Going to the daily, you can see that the daily was getting a real good slope and separation. They come back, they challenge the trend, but they're unable to close below that 9 EMA. So we've got strength of the trend on the daily. If we do break below and close below this 9 EMA, if we break the 20 SMA, the target's going to be all the way down here at the 24.30. There's a naked cross down there. There's still that gap down there. So there's a lot of repair work to be done. But at this point in time, it's not showing us that it's ready to go down yet. Going to the intraday, you can see that we've had this consolidation and we're starting to get slope and separation. The 4 hours now, holding the 9 EMA, and we're closing above the 9 EMA and holding this trend. And it looks like a continuation pattern to the upside. We were moving down, not much overnight. Again, it's been a very tight overnight session, but the buyers came in and ripped us right back up above the 9 and the 20. So again, it looks like this is a continuation pattern. Going to the 30-minute, same thing. We broke down, and then immediately the buyer stepped in and rotated us back up, and we're back above the 9 and the 20. Going to the 15-minute, same thing, same story. Now there is a naked cross down here that we just left below us, so keep that in mind. If we don't hold the 75, that we've got a naked cross at 73.75, and then going to the 15-minute, or the 5-minute, I should say. Here we are. Good slope, good separation, and this trend continues to the upside. So if we look at it in the bigger picture structure, you can see that we came down here and we matured this distribution zone, and this LVN that was at 72 and a quarter has actually shifted down slightly to the 71 and a quarter. And let me just put that in there. But it's still pretty blunt down in this area. We are above that 71 and a quarter and working our way up. So we have this longer time frame, and I should have this. I don't know why this is not in here. Somehow I moved this over. We have the microcomposite VPOC for the last, 10 days. The microcomposite is down here at the 68.50, but we had that high put in, and during that time they were trying to hold value up here at 76 and a quarter, and they're trying to get back up there again. And then in the last 3 days, as they dip down, even if I bring in this day right here, you can see that, whoops, sometimes it's hard to manipulate these. There we go. You can see that the price has been accepted. We accepted price just slightly higher with that dip down, but for the most part, 68.50 has been accepted okay, and they're gone, and they're breaking out of the value area of the 10 days, and they're trying to move up and come up and see if the sellers step back in here at the 76.50. If we can come up here, accept the 76 and a quarter, if we can come back up here and hold, okay, and accept this price again, I'm looking for that move to make a new all-time high and go up into some of those measured moves. So if we take a look at the overnight session, you can see that the overnight session is basically almost 100% net long, very strong kurtosis, good Gaussian distribution, very tight, 3.75 point move, and we're sitting here and we're fighting this 75, and the 75 has just been a real stickler. You know, we popped up above it a couple times, and with that one move to the 77 and a quarter, but for the most part, 75 has been acting as some very strong resistance. So just going to be a tight day. Yesterday we didn't break the overnight high or overnight low. With the fact that we've got such a tight range, it would not surprise me if we break both the overnight high and overnight low. Excuse me. During the course of the RTH session. But again, you know, we want to watch that 71 and a quarter, because if we get below the open and below the range low from the Globex, you're going to get some traders that are, you know, caught in the hole long. Not a lot of volume so far. I mean, only 134,000 contracts traded in the Globex, so very light volume. It's summer trading, let's face it. But we still have some traders that are going to be long, and they're going to get caught in the hole. So if we do break that 71 and a quarter, I would look for a strong move down to that 68.50 area very quickly if that happens, because there's going to be some covering for those longs to get out of their positions. So if we take our overnight high and overnight low, and again, this can change. We still have 30 minutes to go before the RTH open, but overnight high 76, overnight low 72 and a quarter. Our VPOC is not likely to change today. It's pretty good kurtosis, and that is at 74, sitting right on top of that microcomposite value area high. And that's all the information that the overnight session is going to give us. So we can get rid of that, move this over. I'm going to be using that 71 and a quarter as my over underline. I'm actually going to move it down because of the value area. And remember, we were talking about that 70.50 area yesterday. Well, here we have the value area low at 70.75. So I'm going to use that 70.75 as my over underline. And bring that to the front. Leave it in the back. And then in terms of levels, it's pretty simple. Okay, we've got the value area, which is very clear. Okay, for a move down to take out the naked VPOC and the naked close. The naked close is at 71.75 and the overnight low. So I'll be using a break inside of the value area. You could actually try to use the 74, but because the the Globex VPOC is right there, I'm reluctant to use it there simply because it could bounce, and I don't want to get short and then get bounced out. But you really only have to risk 1 point to do that. But I'm going to be more cautious. I'm going to wait for them to break inside of the value and go for those easy targets to get funded. Breakouts above 75, go for the overnight high at 76 and a push up into that 78 and a challenge to the 80.50. On the low side, anything below that 70.75, I'm looking for a break to the 68.50 as my target. That is the microcomposite VPOC, so we'll just write that in there. And then just below we have the 68, and I'll be looking for a break below that 68 to come down here and test this 65 area. The 65 and a quarter is the 4-day microcomposite value area low, and then just below it we've got the 10-day at 64. So I'm going to actually straddle that, okay, and look for that as a trade area, because if we get below that, then I'm looking for a move down to the daily ATR and a move to test that key line in the sand down at 61. This is starting to be a pretty good distribution, and I think we're compressing to make a move out of this area. So in terms of the 20-period daily ATR targets, are off our high of 76. Our 20-period daily ATR is running at 1365. So our downside daily ATR target is down here at 62 and a quarter. And our upside daily ATR target is up here at off the low overnight of 72 and a quarter up at 86. So as you can see, we have range capabilities to make new highs or to come down and test that key line in the sand. Which way, I don't know, but my main hypothesis is not going to change as it has been for numerous days now, and that is going to be we're opening again just near the high of the RTH, so we could end up with a little bit of a gap on the open, but I'm looking for an open auction just in range or an open auction just out of range. Responsive selling, a move down to test the value area and possibly even dip into the value area, but somewhere between the 73 and a quarter and 70-75. I'm looking for initiative buyers to step in and rotate us up, take out the overnight high, come up into the 78, which is going to be our key target, and chop around in that area, possibly late day probe to make a new high. Hypo 2 is an open auction just out of range, a push up, a takeout of the overnight high or expansion of the Globex high, but a move up into the 78 area. Find responsive sellers, rotate us back down towards the 70 to 72 area, chop around there, and then push down and close somewhere back inside here in around the 68.50. Hypo 3 will be open auction or an open test drive, above the range, failure to close the gap, initiative buyers to step in, go and take out that overnight high, push up into the 78, and then get a trend day up into some of these measured moves and coming up into this 86 and then closing somewhere back towards the 80.50 to 78. And then last but not least, open auction, failure to take out the 78 or just take it out, but finding responsive sellers right away, moving us down through value, chopping around between the 70, 75 and the 68.50, and then see strong selling coming in the afternoon and pushing us down to test the value area low, and then find some buyers and rotate and close somewhere around the 68 area. So those are my four main hypotheses for the day. Taking a look at the gold chart. I don't want the trigger chart. So we pushed up to the 1280 area, and now we've rotated back down. They tried to hold value here at the 75. They've come back down and we're right back into that 69 area. If we don't hold this 69 area, look for them to push down and take a move down to the 62.30. Otherwise, I'm expecting more chop between the 69 and the 75 today as we mature this area and fill in this microcomposite that we're creating for the last 4 days. You've got a clear LVN here at the 76, 77 area, and that's also the value area high. So if we can break above that, then I'd be looking for them to challenge the range high. But if they stay below it, again, I'm looking for chop between these two areas, the 75 and the 69. A failure to hold 69, then I'd be looking for a break of the low and a push down to the 62. We've created a bit of a weak low down here, so if they don't hold, look for them to push through to the 62.70. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.